As a woman, I felt like I was more vulnerable.
Seeing that someone who has degraded so many groups of people.
It shows kind of a trend for them that maybe things will be worse during the time.
I knew there were issues of racism. I knew there were these issues that had plagued America before.
His election kind of makes my future here a lot more uncertain. I don't know that 4 years down the road if this is going to be the same place it is, because he's encouraged some sentiments.
Personally, I feel like it's almost a step back considering like all the progress we've made for people's rights, for minorities getting the credit, the attention that they need, for getting the things that I feel like they haven't been getting for a long time.
And if the society is going on that way, things may be harder and harder. It's a real fear.
Presidential elections is that so many different groups were affected by his words.
I have so many friends of like the groups he attacked and all of that, so it's disappointing, I think, to me that so many people would vote for him despite all the like crazy things he said.
Even the idea that I might lose rights later on just as a member of the LGBT community was really difficult to get through.
It's really upsetting for family members and friends. I feel frightened for their lives and my lives because this is definitely on a course of change that is uncertain and possibly negative in nature.
That there's a lot of despairing viewpoints in this country, and that we really need to come together if we're going to move forward in any direction.
One of the current issues with Native Americans right now is the Dakota Access Pipeline. With Trump's presidency, that whole pipeline has become a much more urgent issue. Native American issues have always been overlooked, and we've always deemed not worthy enough to be covered by the media. And so when Trump was elected president, everything kind of came more urgent, especially for this pipeline. We had kind of have till January to try and stop it because he's invested in it, and he'll probably push it through and revive the coal industry.
I want him to reconsider the atmosphere that he created that created fear in the foreigners.
He needs to understand that they're protesting him for a reason. They're scared that ultimately they're going to be marginalized, that they're not going to be represented right, that ultimately they'll be harmed in some way.
Regardless of what the papers say, we won't let you undo what 100 years of progress has done.
I guess that's what it is. I mean, not distraught. I mean, all politicians are distraught. All politicians say things, and he said some just terribly nasty things. And I hope he was doing it to kind of get the vote, and I hope he discourages those who try to follow in his footsteps.
Whatever he or his Vice President-elect Pence may have planned for their citizens, I feel like we will be there to stop that.
Even members of these minority groups, we're still people, we're still American citizens. We still have the same rights and deserve the same rights. And you're not going to be able to take that away from us.
We all have a right to live.
I would say I won't let Trump divide America.
I think essentially as a physicist, I would say I won't let Trump affect policies on climate change and reverse those changes that we have achieved and we are achieving. Because that's a major issue we are facing these days, and going back on that is simply not a choice. It's not an option.
I won't let him dictate what is right and wrong in our country and allow these hate groups to like arise and become more prevalent.
I guess the biggest thing that I can say is I won't let him kind of deter the rights of American Indians here in America.
I won't let Trump dictate that I need to have electrotherapy to be normal.
I won't let Trump decide what I do with my body.
I won't let Trump break my family apart.
I won't have Trump dictate who of my family members are citizens. I won't have him dictate what I can do with my body and reproductive rights, and I won't let him dictate who my sibling can marry.
I'm not going to let Donald Trump do anything that might end up bringing more harm to the people who've already had to suffer so much in life because of who they are or what they believe.
I guess I would push more for changing the electoral college. Whoever wins the popular vote should be the person who wins the presidency.